This wasn't a war. This wasn't a rebellion. This was the first coup in history. In ancient Egypt, the pharaoh wasn't just a king. He was a god on earth, chosen to rule by the divine will of the cosmos. His power was meant to be absolute, eternal, and sacred. But behind the towering statues and gilded palace walls, history was writing a much darker story. The first palace coup wasn't a modern invention of spies and generals in smoky rooms. It happened right here, in the heart of the ancient world. Forget everything you think you know about revolutions. This is the story of how power was first stolen from within. Pharaohs were untouchable, their authority unquestioned. They were the bridge between the gods and humanity. At least, that was the public image. The reality was far more fragile. Power in ancient Egypt wasn't just held by one man. It was a complex web, woven by high priests who spoke for the gods, generals who commanded the armies, and royal advisors who whispered in the pharaoh's ear. They controlled access to the throne, and sometimes they decided a god-king had ruled long enough. They wanted more. This illusion of divine rule was about to be shattered, not by an invading army, but by the very people sworn to protect it. Unlike a rebellion, a coup d'état doesn't storm the gates from the outside. It grows silently, like a poison from within the palace itself. It festers among the royal guards who stand watch, within the inner circle of the royal family, and in the quiet halls where secrets are traded like currency. It's a conspiracy of whispers, not war cries. Ancient court records, long buried in the sands of Egypt, reveal incredibly organized efforts to remove a ruler without a single battle. This wasn't chaos or random violence. It was a cold, calculated political strategy, designed for one purpose: to seize the state by capturing its head. The enemy wasn't at the border. The enemy was already inside the throne room. So who were these masterminds of ancient political intrigue? The most dangerous players weren't always the ones with swords. They were the royal wives in the harem, vying for their sons to inherit the throne. They were the high priests who could declare a pharaoh favored or forsaken by the gods. They were the palace scribes who controlled the flow of information, and the elite guards who decided who lived and who died. Together, this inner circle held the true keys to the kingdom. They controlled information. They managed the sacred rituals that gave a pharaoh his legitimacy. And most importantly, they controlled physical access to the king himself. A ruler could be completely isolated, cut off from his allies in the outside world, without even knowing it. And once isolated, he could be removed. The first documented coup attempt in history is a chilling tale, pieced together from ancient Egyptian trial. These documents read like a modern spy thriller. They describe secret meetings held in the dead of night, the use of coded messages to coordinate the conspiracy, and the shifting loyalties of key officials as the plot unfolded. The goal was a swift, coordinated action to neutralize the pharaoh and seize power. This wasn't just about assassination. A simple murder creates a power vacuum in chaos. A coup is different. It's a clean seizure of the entire state apparatus. The Egyptian conspirators knew this. Their plot followed a precise pattern of stealth, betrayal, and replacement that is still used by coup plotters today. History's first coup wasn't a clumsy prototype. It was a masterclass in political takeover. The moment the first palace coup succeeded, or even came close, everything changed. The sacred bond between the ruler and the divine was broken. Power was no longer seen as a gift from the gods. It was a prize to be won or stolen. Pharaohs who survived or followed became deeply paranoid. Trust, the essential glue of any government, evaporated. Who could you rely on when your own wife, your most trusted priest, or your personal guard might be plotting against you? The number of guards multiplied. Royal food tasters became standard. Succession laws were rewritten and tightened, trying to prevent another internal challenge. Power was no longer sacred. It became a game of survival, negotiated with threats and enforced by fear. Modern politics didn't invent the coup. Ancient Egypt perfected it. This ancient Egyptian blueprint for a power takeover has been copied again and again throughout history. The structure is almost always the same. First, you have betrayal from the inner circle of the people, closest to the ruler. Second, you see the weaponization of legitimacy, often using religion or tradition to justify the removal of the current leader and the installation of a new one. Third, the takeover is characterized by silence and speed, not open warfare, to avoid a civil war. And finally, there is a quick replacement, ensuring the state continues to function under new management. From the fall of Roman emperors to the intrigues of medieval courts and the power grabs of the 20th century, the echoes of that first Egyptian coup are undeniable. It became the timeless manual for how to steal a kingdom. So, if the first meticulously planned coup happened over 3,000 years ago, with the same core strategies we see today, it forces us to ask a difficult question. How much has the nature of power really changed? Are these internal takeovers, these betrayals from within, an inevitable part of any system where power is concentrated in the hands of a few? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you found this journey into the dark side of history interesting, make sure to like and subscribe for more.